What up, y'all? It's your boy Gangsta G-Way. What up? All right, gonna do a quick video real quick. The difference between a Trail King versus a Fontaine, Fontaine versus Trail King. Okay, the Fontaine we're gonna be demonstrating is gonna be, well, not a demonstrating. I'm just gonna do a walk-through, talk-through. Don't have time today. I got a lot of business to handle. It's gonna be a 55 ton, but the Trail King is going to be, I believe it's a 40 ton. But pretty much it's just to show you the mechanical difference between them, and you just take your preference on what you like. Okay, first off, we're going to start off with the Trail King. On the Trail King, you have your choke out here, and you have the key right here. This is your throttle, okay? You got an air pressure gauge here. You got the gooseneck support as well as the cylinder lift for the trail itself to get it up off the ground. Okay, now one thing about the Trail King, don't know if y'all can see that. Here's the gooseneck support. It comes down, I usually have to put a board like right here for it to lift up for me to separate the neck. Okay, now if you don't have a cross member in here, you definitely have to put a board right there, depending on where you want your adjustment, how far back you want your gooseneck to go. Okay, of course we have our power line, supply line, return line for the air. To get the different ride heights on this, you will use this lever, and this lever supports in these notches. So when you get ready to drop it, you push the lever out and it goes out wide like that. Okay, and then that's where you can drop the trail all the way to the ground, like the Fontaine over there. That's what you would do. Okay, now once you did disconnect the neck, oh, let me show you this. Now once you disconnect the neck, you have to line these up. If the ground uneven, you will have like a tilt, so you might have to do it a couple of times, as well as just a wedge in the middle that you can't see right here to help line it up. It sits right there in the middle. Now with this, I will take this out, this pin. Now we'll pull this, and that will be the release pin to release the gooseneck from the trailer on the Trail King. Okay, now you would tuck your holds this down into there. Okay, let's go back here. Both of these are extendable trailers. Okay, now with this, see, don't know how much y'all can see, I would have to lift up this plate right here, lift this up, reach down. It's a Carter pin. Once I reach down and pull those Carter pins, I would have to disconnect this airline and shoot it back over to that side. Don't know how much y'all see. This airline to shoot it back over to that side to supply air to release the pins for me to extend it. Okay. Sometimes it be hard trying to open these plates. You know, I keep them WD-40 down, you know, weather, wear and tear. All right. Now this is what I really wanted to show y'all, but I really didn't have time to get into it. Okay, let's go over here. This is a flip. This is the flip on this particular trailer. Now once you flipped it, you will have to take one of these shims, depending on your weight load, to slide in between here to get your ride height where you need it to be. Only heavy haul drivers will know what I'm talking about. People who have dealt with wedges. Yeah. Then you would come over here and you will have your air ride adjust. That's right here. You will put it in halfway to raise this up so high or raise it so low in order to come even with this, you know, when it's flipped down, for you to be able to get your ride height correct on the back. And pretty much that's it on the Trail King. You know, those are the main things. Of course, you got your air supply lines. You do have, yeah, let me not finish. Once you flip it down, don't know if y'all can see in there. See those gauges? To get that height even with the flip, you have to play at those gauges. See, notice one of them say manual rise. You will manually rise it or manually drop it so you can get that wedge plate in there. Then come back and pull it out, as well as the suspension. You manually have to do it. Okay, now we're gonna go over here to the, make sure there ain't nothing I forgot on the Trail King. Yeah, that was it. All right, let's go to the Fontaine. Y'all excuse me, I'm transferring trailers. I just took this time to make a video for people who decide they want the Trail King or the Fontaine. Okay, now here we go on the Fontaine. Let's put the camera around. Okay, now remember where I showed y'all the key was. This key is more recessed in. You would do it like that, and on here you will have to go over. This is your choke. That's your throttle up there. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's your throttle up there. And that's how you feed the gas. Okay. Now, most time Fontaines, let me flip it back over. Most time Fontaines are set up for wet kits, but you do have the pony motors. I guess that's why Trail King did theirs like that. Everything is right on the outside. I do like that about the Trail King, my personal deal. Okay. Now we will go here. This is my lift to raise the trailer up off the ground, as well as this is my support to support it if I disconnect the neck. If I disconnect the neck, remember before on the other trailer you had one piece in the middle that goes down. On this one you have two that come down, and so I don't need that piece of wood to go on the inside like I was showing you before. Let's go back over here. Those two prongs will come and rest on these. So I wouldn't need that piece of wood like I needed for the Trail King, okay? That'll give you a better example. Now on this, on the Fontaine, pretty much the same thing. I would raise it, put the support on it so I could pull away from the gooseneck. Now the difference between the Fontaine and the Trail King on the gooseneck, yes, you got to line up that middle piece, but instead of trying to get the holes like we showed you before over there on the right spot, you have like a hooking mechanism. You'll basically back up. Even if the ground ain't even, you got enough clearance to get up under it to basically lift it up, okay? And that will rise up. All right, now your ride height bar, instead of the wedges like we looked before, the ride height bar is right here. You just flip it around, flip it down, whatever the case may be, and get your ride height compared to the wedges on the other one that we looked at. Sorry if it seemed like I'm rushing through this video. It's just things I need to take care of today, but I did say I was gonna make this video. Don't know when I'm gonna release it. Okay, now for the extension piece on this. With the extension, what I would do, I would take the air supply, take that out, plug it in here. Plug this one in there. Now what that would do is automatically, you know, once I fed air to the trailer, that will automatically take the pin, release the pins back here underneath. You can't see them in here. Remember on the other, you could flip it up. You had to flip up and reach down there and get each card a pin. But on this one, it's like an automatic deal. Once you could hit those two lines, swap those two lines, hit the button, supply some air, they go in, hit the brake, you scratch it out. All right, here we go. All right, now, this is a 55 ton compared to the 40 ton on the Fontaine and the Trail King. On the Fontaine, you don't have the wedge. I mean, on the 40 ton Fontaine, you don't have the wedge system. Now, but since this is a 55 ton, I do have a wedge system, but it's less, how you say it, it doesn't have nothing to do with the flip ride height. This is more as the whole back piece ride height. And you will change those out depending on how you load. Because on these, you do not want the back of your trailer like this. So that's the purpose of the wedges, to keep your trailer at an angle, if that makes sense. Notice it's kind of sloped down, and it should slope all the way down to the back. That's the purpose of the wedges on the Fontaine. All right, let's go back here. And this Fontaine is different than the Trail King. That Trail King was a 3-axle, 2-axle with a flip, make it a 3rd axle. This is a tri-axle with the 4th axle flip. Okay. All right. Now, if we was to flip this over, is a self-air riding system compared to the manual on the Trail King. Okay, now I do have an air control system here. That's for my height once everything levels off. Now we'll go back here. I have a lift on this side and I have an air dump on this side, and that will pretty much level off what I need. So in other words, I'm trying to say this is more of a self-contained unit, an automatic unit compared to that one. That's what I do like about the Fontaines, okay, as well as the gooseneck hookup. That's just my personal thing. Some people like the other one. I'm just telling y'all your options when you're dealing with a Fontaine or a Trail King, okay? As well as on this Trail King, this is a 3rd axle airlift, as well as I can chain lift that first one and just ride off that. As well, if I flip that down, this is a chain up too. So I can lift all tires back here and just have this one on the ground, okay? And I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, it do have an air ride dump on this one as well. So it's more of a, how you say, self-sufficient deal instead of manually trying to get the air level right. Because what you don't want to do is be riding down the road and burn up your tires. Just like my 3rd axle on my truck up there, it has a equalizing system to distribute the weight evenly across all tires. So that same system evenly puts in the air pressure to keep the back of your flip so it don't be bouncing up and down. It'll weigh it out evenly, and it's more, like I said, a self-contained unit. All right, that's it. Sorry I rushed through this video, but I know I had to make it, not just for my regular subscribers, but for anybody thinking about trying to figure out, do you want a Fontaine, Trail King, whatever else models will be out there. But that's just a Fontaine versus the Trail King. It's your boy Gangsta G-Way. Peace. I'm out, y'all. Holla at you.